Nell Minow is editor and co-founder of the Corporate Library. Prior to founding the Corporate Library, she was a principal at Lens and an investment firm that uses shareholder activism to increase the value of underperforming companies. She previously served as an attorney at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the Office of Management and Budget, and the Department of Justice. She is a graduate at Sarah Lawrence College and the University of Chicago Law School.
Thank you very much, members of the committee. I'm really honored to be here. I'm here just to make a couple of points about CEO compensation. First of all, that it is not determined by the market, and second, that it does matter. I'm a passionate capitalist. If I thought that these excessive CEO pay plans were beneficial to shareholders or to anybody else, I would stand up and cheer. If I thought that they resulted from the market or that they promoted market efficiency, I would be enthusiastic about them, but they do not. As you pointed out, Madam Chair, disparity between the average worker and the CEO is increasing, and the velocity of the increase is also increasing. It's snowballing, and I appreciate especially your emphasis on equality of potential as our goal. So I'm here to talk about the tip of the iceberg, CEOs, because it is both a symptom and a contributing factor to market failure. It makes the days of the robber barons no longer the correct analogy. I think the analogy we should be working off of right now is Marie Antoinette. The key points I want to make are, first of all, it is not the market that determines CEO pay. The CEO pay process exploits market inefficiencies. If you look at the people at the top of the pyramid on pay, everybody else is the ultimate pay for performance, whether you're talking about athletes or musicians or movie stars. They're all pay for performance, but CEOs pick the people who set their pay and get rid of the ones who don't pay them enough. And for that reason, the pay just continues to go up. I think that the most important point to consider in looking at CEO pay is that, like any other allocation of assets by the Board of Directors, it has to be looked at in terms of its return on investment. And the return on investment, as documented by Professor Rakesh Khurana at Harvard University, is less than a piggy bank. It's less than a T-bill. It is not a productive use of the corporate assets. I have a lot of examples in my testimony, and I encourage you to take a look at them. I noticed that after I filed the testimony this week, there was a headline in the New York Times that said about IndyMac. It said, "Bad loans, the cause of the failure at IndyMac." Excuse me, it was bad CEO pay that was the cause of the failure at IndyMac, because in the subprime, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Subprime, the executives were paid on the volume of business they created, not on the quality of business they created. Now, we could never pay Congress what you're worth, because your worth is beyond price. But let's say we did decide to pay you based on the number of laws you passed. I think there would be more laws. It doesn't necessarily mean that they would be better laws, and that's pretty much what happened in the subprime circumstance. Very, very few companies, very few, we have a list of them that we keep, have what are called clawbacks, meaning that after you find out that someone has been paid based on falsified accounting or inflated earnings, they have to actually give the money back. So in other words, there's really no downside for them, and it creates all kinds of perverse incentives. Bad pay misaligns the interests of the executives with shareholders and with employees, and furthermore, our office has shown that the primary indicator of litigation, liability, and investment risk is disparity between CEO pay and performance. And I think I will reserve the rest of my time because I want to have a free and frank exchange of ideas. Thank you.